Welcome everybody to another Learn Squared live stream. You got Nick with Learn Squared. Here I'm joined by Mr. Louis Laurent. Welcome, Louis.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me again.
We are very glad to have you again. First of all, huge thanks, Lewis. You've been coming on a lot of streams. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm quite used now.
This is we're the dynamic duo here. We've been doing a bunch of
Yeah,
streams together. But guys, you should have a lot of reasons to be excited. We have a bunch of people in the chat. Thank you to everybody joining the show. We have a lot of stuff going on today's stream. So let me list out a few pretty exciting things happening. First of all, right now we are celebrating the release of Lewis's new course, Dynamic Concept Art 2. You can see the finished images from this course showing live on the screen as right in front of you. There's 10 final images that Lewis created for this course, a huge amount of content that he put out for this one. So just really incredible stuff you guys are going to be able to see. The course is out now. So if you recall, a few weeks ago, we did an announcement stream to talk about this course. Now it is fully available, not only to purchase, but also to start taking. So right after today's show, if you are interested in upping your game, really getting more dynamic with your concept art, you can jump over to learnsquared.com and check that out for yourselves. Or you could do it, you could open multiple tabs. You could do it right now, actually. You could watch both at the same time. So we're celebrating Lewis's new course right now on today's stream. We are also going to be doing another live demonstration. So on the announcement stream a couple weeks ago, Lewis started from scratch, started a new concept design in Blender. He's actually done a little bit of work on that since then and now, and we are going to show the progress that he has done since that stream, and then he's going to actually finish that concept design as a paint over in Photoshop on today's broadcast. So I've seen what the the render out of Blender looks like, guys. You have reason to be very excited. It looks incredible. So I'm really excited for that. If you guys are pumped for today's show, by the way, make sure you post some of that love in the chat. Post some hearts. Post some excitement. I like to post the hearts in there, so I'm gonna post some hearts right now. Just a little bit of love for Lewis coming on the show. A little bit of love for everybody being a part of today's show. And some love for the final part of today's show, which is possibly the most exciting for some of you guys. To celebrate this newest course coming out, we've done something special. If you remember on our announcement stream a couple weeks ago, we talked about the Learn Squared Student Homework Awards. Now, this is the first time we've ever done this. We're actually going to be giving away 4 awards to 4 students who have been taking Lewis's previous course. So to celebrate the upcoming release of this new course, people who have had that previous course or who wanted an excuse to kind of finish their homework in that previous course and get on to this one, we have done these homework awards so that we can really recognize some of the excellent achievements of our students. So there are 4 unique awards. We're going to be giving away 1 award for each category, so that's 4 awards total. And it is just amazing to see all of the work that everybody has put out for this first course. So guys, if you are entered in this contest, the deadline was April 14th to submit your homework on the site, the end of day, April 14th. So anybody who has submitted their homework to the site on Dynamic Concept Art 1 before the end of the day on the 14th is entered in this contest. Lewis himself has personally gone through and selected 4 winners, which we're going to be announcing on today's broadcast. So if you are, if you have a horse in this race, if you are entered into this contest by submitting your homework, then best of luck to you. And if you are entered in there, make sure you say so in the chat. Let everybody know that you've completed your homework, that you're excited, and that you are crossing your fingers, hoping to win. I've seen all of the homework that has come out of this course, and it's just really extraordinary. Everybody who has submitted stuff for Dynamic Concept Art 1 has done incredible work. So you guys all have a lot to be very proud of. Thank you so much to everybody for your participation. And stay tuned, ladies and gents, later in the show to find out who has won each of these homework awards. We're going to be spreading those out throughout today's episode. So we're going to talk about this course. We're going to do the demo, and we're going to be talking about the homework awards in just a sec. First, I want to give some love to the people who are in our chat right now. Bastien welcome to the show. Abdul Alex, Asfanjar Alam, Hugo, welcome in. Twin Sane, Pashito, Enzo Minaro, Sleepin' Dumplings, Lucas Rodriguez, Ramit Roy. Thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of the show today. A lot of love in that chat as well, coming from everybody. You guys are all amazing. I recognize a lot of people from our previous shows too, so thank you for coming back. And let's jump into the show. Let's let everybody know what the course is all about. Let's take a look at the course trailer for Dynamic Concept Art 2, and then we'll talk more about it afterwards. Here we go. Last year, Laurent released a massive course for Learn Squared, and now his highly anticipated follow-up is about to arrive. Dynamic Concept Art 2 is all about taking your designs to the next level. While the previous course dealt mostly with the natural world, this one dives into the harsher, less forgiving shapes of hard surfaces. You'll learn to craft high-precision VR sketches, detail structures and vehicles to create a vast sense of scale, and deliver a huge crop of paintings in record time, ranging from 30-minute black and white paintovers to 4-hour hero keyframes. This is a jam-packed set of lessons, with more than 10 hours of guided learning and over 40 hours of unedited process videos that you can analyze at any pace you choose. Plus, just like the last course, if you don't have VR, Lewis shows off all the exact same methods in traditional 3D software as well, so there really is something for everybody. With both courses now available, either separately or together in a discounted bundle, there's never going to be a better time to jump into dynamic concept art than right now. Sign up today and begin your journey at learnsquare.com. Guys, Dynamic Concept Art 2, you just saw it in that trailer. It is available right now to purchase and to start taking. And I want to remind everybody as well, for anybody who has not been aware of this, all of our courses, you can do the first lesson for free. So if you are, still thinking about it, if you said, I thought the trailer was pretty good, but I still gotta, find out for myself, you can take the entire first lesson for free right now and really, give it a shot and start working. And I guarantee you that once you're finished with that first lesson, you're gonna you're gonna be totally entranced, because the as you can see on screen right now, the work that is coming out of this course is just incredible. Speaking of work that's coming out of the courses, I just want to throw a shout out to Asfanjar Alam, who has entered the Homework Awards contest. So Asfanjar Alam has submitted homework for Dynamic Concept Art 1 and is entered into our Homework Awards that we are going to be announcing today. So best of luck to you, Asfanjar Alam, and thank you so much for submitting homework and for your hard work. Amazing work, again, to everybody who has submitted homework for the previous course. And I can't wait to see, to start diving into that stuff. As Ramik Roy says, wow, what are the odds? Ramik Roy says, the hype is real, can't wait to dive in. Hey, great minds think alike, right? So let's talk a little bit about the course itself, Lewis. Dynamic Concept Art 2 is sort of a big shift from the first course. The work that you do exists within the same universe as what you did in the first course, but you're covering different subject matter. Can you talk a little bit about what that is?
Yeah. So in the second course, we dive more into art surface design. We go through advanced fundamental design. And then I do a demo of a spaceship that I will put in my environment. Then I do the base as well of the environment, the human base. So it's a lot about art surface design, and art surface is less forgiving than landscape and organic shape. So that's why I think it's a bit harder to do. And I do as well character design. Quickly, I go over, which is actually the same character that I use in the first course. So I go through the process. And then we go as well through advanced composition, fundamental, and cinematic elements. So what are all the cinematographic film look and how to get it. from Blender and how to push it like through the paint interface. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff. I would say like in general is a bit more advanced as a second course. So we take times to go over like the a bit more than just big, medium, small. So yeah, a lot of stuff, and I'm really happy with what we have done, and hopefully like the student will like it as well, and it will be like a nice continue of like the first course for anyone who took it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is sort of in every way the next level of dynamic concept art 1. In this course, you guys are going to be going into more advanced fundamentals for every aspect of, cinematography, design, lighting, everything like that, as well as more complex builds for the different things that you're designing in themselves. And then, whereas in the first course, we gave, as downloadable content, we gave students your characters to work with if they wanted to, or they could, pull them from wherever they wanted. Now we actually show them how to customize and design their own characters. So there's all sorts of aspects in this second course that are really going to complement the skill set that you guys built in the first one. Now, real quick, I do want to go and give a shout out as well to Pashido, who has also entered their homework in the contest. So best of luck to you as well, Pashido. And yeah, we'll be announcing the first of our 4 winners in a little bit on the show. So make sure everybody sticks around to find out if they've won. But let's get some love in that chat for our 2 entrants, Asfandir Alam and Pashido. It's amazing to see all the work that has come in, and I've been so impressed. Sina Kifar asking about the homework awards. So to anybody who doesn't know about how the homework awards work, I'll just post it up on screen again, maybe for anybody who's just joining. The idea with these homework awards is that they're for students of the first of Lewis's courses. So that is Dynamic Concept Art 1. We're giving away awards to the people who have submitted their homework in that first course, as long as it was before April 14th. So in the past couple of days, everybody who submitted their homework before that is entered in the contest automatically. And Dynamic Concept Art 1 has been out for a while now, so people have had a chance to submit their homework. And then something I also want to mention is that there's been a lot of incredible work that came out after we announced the fact that we were doing these homework awards. So I'm actually just going to scroll through here on the monitor. This is some of the incredible work that has come out of the homework in Dynamic Concept Art 1. You can see it's a huge, huge amount of stuff. We're still scrolling here, ladies and gents. There's so many people who have just put out incredible, incredible work for this first course. And I got to imagine it was quite a task. Lewis, let's talk about this for a second. It was probably quite a task going through and choosing for all this stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, it was very hard, especially on some people. Yeah, it was very hard, like to decide which one to choose. So yeah, but I was already amazed by like the talent of some of the students and like the work done. Like I was very happy to see hard work, and hopefully it will pay off.
Best of luck, everybody. Hopefully it'll pay off. I like that. It pays off either way, right?
Yeah,
whether or not you win the homework
always.
awards, you still walk away with a lot of incredible skills that you've learned from the course. And Lewis, speaking of that, is there anything from this course that you feel is like, what is your favorite sort of thing that you created from this course? You guys watching at home are seeing on screen some of Lewis's finished concept designs. Is there a particular one of these images that is your favorite one?
Maybe like the top-down shot where we see like the base from like this one, like the aerial view. Maybe this one, but I will say what I'm most proud maybe is actually like the hardest part in the course to create was to actually put the knowledge on paper and how to teach them. And I think I was quite happy with like the slider that we have created for like the advanced, fundamental, and composition stuff, because I think it's most important actually than the technical stuff. because it will stick with people hopefully, and these kind of fundamentals are really really important. I put like a lot of effort on trying to teach them properly, and it was quite hard like to put them on paper and try to teach it.
Yeah, and you did an incredible job. There's so much content in this course, guys, and especially with that stuff, going through those fundamentals of how to see and how to study the things that you're looking at, and how to really analyze the shots that you're creating, and the mood that you're creating, and things like that. It's really amazing. You've seen a little bit of it in the trailer, and of course, when you take the course, you will see a lot more of that stuff. It's really great. So I think it's time now, guys, to jump into the demo portion of today's show. Lewis is going to be showing off some of the work that he did. Let's start off by showing what you did since the last stream.
Yeah.
So just real quick, for anybody who wasn't here for the previous stream, Lewis created a brand new concept design in Blender from scratch. He was doing that from zero. So now I'm going to jump over to your remote feed here, Lewis. We're going to take a look at what Lewis is looking at, and we can see what he's done since then. Take it away.
Okay, so last time we did like this design together. This small guy around donut shape. So the main function of this design is to carry bags around and stuff around like the base for the military soldier and maybe scientific. But this same design could be like in totally different environment, maybe like for fishermen or anything. But for me, I put it like in for a military environment. And so from there, I did like the texturing work and everything, and I created like full set design to put the design in context with like the people around and what could look like his environment where he's working, and having like human for the scale and stuff like that. So I will be showing you like the render, what I've got. So we have like a very central composition. So the goal with this composition is really to emphasize the design in context. So it's very static and solid composition, because with architecture we love that. And at the same time, I want to show like some kind of stability in this environment, because it's peaceful. It's not like in a war field. And then we have the design. So I try really to push everything towards my focal point. So the design. I think my goal here is really to show the design in context, but I would maybe would like to do different renders, more focused only on the design. So it can take maybe form of line art presentation, or maybe another shot completely different, which is really focusing more on the design, maybe with a closer look. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I've recorded everything as well between the boss live. So you will have like the full process for any of you that are curious to see the full process.
Oh, that's a great thing to mention as well,
Yeah.
that Lewis is not only during the live streams, but also the work that he did between the live streams. As he mentioned, he's recording that locally. So everything you see on today's show, the actual full process video is being recorded by Lewis and will actually be added to Dynamic Concept Art 2 course in the bonus materials. So you'll be able to see not only everything he created on the live stream previously and everything he's going to create on today's live stream, but also the recording that he did between shows. And again, huge thanks to Lewis for having the foresight to do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. And so yeah, so basically the render is done now. I'm quite happy like with the composition and every element. I have some work to do, but it's actually quite a lot of it's already a lot of stuff are already solved, like a lot of problem. So yeah, I will be doing the paint over during the live, and yeah.
Great. So am so, I'm blown away by the difference between the previous stream and this one. The building out this huge set and creating this sense of scale and mood for the piece. This, of course, echoes a lot of what you do in dynamic concept art too. But just to be clear to anybody who is not aware, what Lewis is creating on today's show and what he's created that's in front of you now is not in dynamic concept art 2. It's not he's not working on something he's already done for the course. This is an entirely new concept design that he created on the previous live stream and is going to be continuing on today's live stream. So what you guys are seeing right now is exclusive content that nobody's ever seen before. And of course, once this is finished, we're going to add it back in to the end in the bonus content of Dynamic Concept Art 2. But that's amazing. I mean, Lewis is really going so far above and beyond, and it's really awesome. So post some love in that chat if you haven't already for Lewis. Back to you, Lewis.
Yes, thank you. Well, I will start like the paint over. So the main step here is maybe like to clean up some parts in the renders that maybe feel like very 3D and that are maybe like, not very accurate. So for example, here this vent is not really sticking the wall, so the cast shadow is wrong. So the render, I mean, like the actual frame is almost done. I mean, like most of the job is cleaning stuff with painting, making sure that everything is quite easy to read and everything is making sense. And then the biggest step will be doing like the value design, which is something that I cover a lot in the paint over phase in the course. So the goal is really to make something that look very graphical and to push the focal point, to complexify the area around the focal point and simplify the area that we don't want the viewer to look too much. And then maybe photo bashing some elements to have some happy accidents. We'll try to have that. And maybe like the final paint over, like giving the very cool brush stroke that give like the painting feeling to the image. So it breaks completely the 3D feeling because we want to avoid like having too much the 3D feeling. And then at the final step will be like the post-process stuff. So like chromatic aberration, noise, maybe some blur in some area, stuff like that.
I want to remind everybody as well who's watching today's show, of course, you know that it's live and Lewis is here. So anybody who has any questions about what you're seeing on today's show, if you want to know about what Lewis is doing at any particular moment, if you want to know about his art that he's done previously or industry tips, or if you want to know anything about the new course, of course, feel free to ask in the chat. Now is the best time to do that because you have Lewis. We have him all to ourselves on today's show. He's here to answer your questions. So anything you want to know, post it in the chat, and we will get to it on today's stream. I want to shout out some love for Lewis in the chat as well. GT joining the show saying thanks, Lewis. Sleep and Dumpling saying thank you, Lewis, for the juicy content.
Thank you, guys.
So with the this is sort of like just a universe question. The way that the machine, the carrier machine, is connected to the soldier, is it on his leg or where are we connecting on there?
Actually, like in 3D, it's not actually even connected. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it will be like in his backpack. So maybe there is some link to like a electronical machine in this backpack or somewhere. That maybe gives information to the machine, so it follows the soldier. But this kind of stuff that are maybe not visually very obvious, but it's fine. I think most of the concept is like there is a lot of since it's a still image, there is a lot for the viewer to question for the viewer. So. Which I think is great to answer not everything.
Yeah, and I think that that also goes to show the power of having paint over as a part of your workflow, where you're saying that like
Yeah,
that it's not actually connected in 3D, but when you do it as a paint over, you can make those changes really quick or emphasize
exactly.
anything you want,
Hmm.
which is, throughout the course, you show various stages of, doing paint overs for the different assets that you've created, or the different, rather, the 3D renders that you've created, and showing how, like you showed with the vents, or like you're talking about with the thing not actually connecting to the bag, it's easier to just make those changes really quick in paint over than to have to worry about
Yeah,
doing it in
exactly.
3D.
It's all about like how much time you are going to spend and how much you can maybe save by just going into the. So it's time management, yeah. And I mean, when you are working, you have like to kind of count like that because you only have like 8 hours a day to do your stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. Time is the enemy, as they say.
yeah,
So, you have this huge undertaking, this large composition. How do you attack, where to focus your attention first? Like what do you jump around? Do you sort of focus on particular things? What's your
yes.
process?
So when I'm already thinking a lot about like the paint over phase when I'm doing like my 3D. Um, Here I'm cleaning like some part that really stand out to my eye, but here like the composition we have like the focal point will be this area, and maybe like the second read will be this one. But we already have a lot of stuff pointing to this focal point. I've already tried to manage maybe like the cat shadow here is already pointing there. Same idea here. We have a big shadow in the foreground, so it kind of act as a blocker. So we don't look too much in the foreground, and we're already looking more to the what's happening here. We have a contrast. The vehicle is in light, and behind him there is dark. So already have like a contrast of light and dark. Same idea with the character. The ladder here create asymmetry to the other side. We don't have it. So it gives as well some kind of arrow. At the same time, it push the environment like at another level. We can imagine that there's something above. We have even like the shape here is pointing. So there is a lot of stuff already pointing. At the same time, like the composition is a lot like, one vanishing point. So everything is pointing toward the center of the image here. So there is a lot of symmetry, but at the same time, the few asymmetry that there is a lot happening here in asymmetry in the image. So you are breaking the balance in your image by just putting this here. So it's already look very, it already attract a lot of the eye. So the goal here will be like to push even like the value, because the image look quite flat. So this is most of the time the program with a 3D render is the image looks flat, and there is like a lot of stuff happening, like the wrong placement or stuff like that, because it takes just too much time to be super clean in 3D. So it's I'd say like, since I have some skills in 2D, I can do that like in painting, so that's fine for me. But yeah, I would say like my goal is really to push the focal point here, and at the same time to keep the readability of the image.
That makes sense. I like your arrow demonstration as well, which is something that for anybody who's interested is something that Lewis does throughout both courses on all kinds of images, just really simply breaking things down and showing, you know, how does how do these various functions work, separating things out based on color, based on shape, really making things presenting pretty complex ideas in a very simple way, and it's really compelling stuff. So once you guys get into this course, you'll see what I'm talking about. But if you've taken Dynamic Concept Art 1, you already know what I mean to an extent. Now, we have Adam Middleton in the chat saying, looks awesome. Thank you, Adam. And also, if that's the Adam that, I don't know if that's the Adam Middleton that I'm thinking of, but if it is, hello. It's good to see you. Now, what we're doing here, guys, is a live demonstration of the techniques that you can find in Louis Laurent's brand new Learn Squared course. I'm going to talk about this for anybody who might just be joining the show. Louis's course is out now on the Learn Squared site. You can start taking the course right now. All of the lessons are currently available. So get in there, guys. Get working. Make some amazing stuff. You can also possibly win something on today's show if you have entered into the Learn Squared homework awards that we're doing. If you've submitted your homework for Louis's previous course, we're going to be doing a series of our awards ceremony. We're going to be giving away 4 different awards on today's show, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing the first one very soon. I'm pretty excited to keep going with today's show. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming up. Ramik Roy saying, I have a question. What's the screenshot app that you use?
I think it's called Light Shot. Let me check. Yeah, it's called Light Shot. So yeah, it's really cool. You can basically have like put annotation and stuff like that. So most of the time when I will do like a paint over or art direct something, I will use just this app and won't even like jump into Photoshop.
Yeah, that's a really convenient thing to have rather than having to, go through all the steps. So yeah, Light Shot for Ramik Roy.
Yeah, exactly.
And Aspanjar is in there as well. I guess knew the app beforehand. So thank you for posting that in the chat. So while you start working on some of the early parts of doing this paint over, we're going to take another look at the course trailer here, ladies and gents. And then we are going to be giving away the first Learn Squared Homework Award. Get excited, guys. Stay tuned. That's all coming up. But first, let's take another look at the course trailer. Last year, Louis Laurent released a massive course for Learn Squared. And now, his highly anticipated follow-up is about to arrive. Dynamic Concept Art 2 is all about taking your designs to the next level. While the previous course dealt mostly with the natural world, this one dives into the harsher, less forgiving shapes of hard surfaces. You'll learn to craft high-precision VR sketches, detail structures and vehicles to create a vast sense of scale, and deliver a huge crop of paintings in record time, ranging from 30-minute black and white paintovers to 4-hour hero keyframes. This is a jam-packed set of lessons, with more than 10 hours of guided learning and over 40 hours of unedited process videos that you can analyze at any pace you choose. Plus, just like the last course, if you don't have VR, Louis shows off all the exact same methods in traditional 3D software as well, so there really is something for everybody. With both courses now available, either separately or together in a discounted bundle, there's never going to be a better time to jump into dynamic concept art than right now. Sign up today and begin your journey at learnsquare.com. Ladies and gents, Dynamic Concept Art 2, you just saw the trailer there once again. And if you're not excited yet, get excited. It's an amazing course. Louis has done incredible work, as you're seeing on screen and as you just saw earlier in that trailer. This course is packed with content. You can find it right now on the Learn Squared site, learnsquared.com for anybody who doesn't know. And you can also find out who won the first homework award. So, guys, I think it's about time. You guys have worked really hard. Everybody has put in some incredible work in this this first dynamic concept art course. It's time to reward someone for this incredible work. What do you think, Louis? Should we give it a shot?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the first Learn Squared Student Homework Award. Now, guys, this is really exciting. The Learn Squared Student Homework Awards, this is the first time we're doing it. We're offering students the opportunity to showcase their artistic skills and compare and compete in these 4 unique awards. Now, as you can see on screen here, we have awards that roughly coincide with the 4 lessons of the first course. We have imaginative world building, we have creativity in asset design, we have excellence in set design, and we have the Distinguished Paintover Award. Each one of these is going to focus on a different amazing student's work. And we're gonna have, at the end of today's show, 4 very talented and also very lucky winners on here. I say it's more skill than luck. But you'll be luckily winning some amazing prizes. So each winner of these, as you can see on screen, is going to receive a special promo on the official Learn Squared channels. They're going to get a personalized certificate of excellence, as well as a whole bunch of digital goodies that they can post on their ArtStation and social media to brag to their friends that they have that they've won this award. And last but not least, each winner is going to get 1 free course of their choosing from anywhere on the site. That is really exciting. There's, as I mentioned, so much incredible work that has come out of this this first course. And just before we talk about anybody winning, first of all, let's get some good sportsmanship in that chat for everyone who has entered the contest. So I want to see from just anybody in the chat, let's get some good luck. Good luck to all involved. You know, it's always good to, I don't want to see any sore losers in there, right? Even if you haven't won the contest, you've still, and you've entered, you have still created something amazing. You've completed a huge undertaking, and you have come out the other end all the better for it. You've gained an excellent skill set from one of the industry's best. So I think everybody should be happy with the work that they've done. Having said that, let's talk about what we're going to be doing here. The first of our 4 homework awards is Imaginative World Building. Now this one roughly coincides with lesson 1, the things that you're learning in the first lesson of Dynamic Concept Art 1. So as we describe it, this award is for the artist who demonstrates unparalleled ability to prepare an unforgettable world within their artwork. Now, what that means, the first lesson is all about creating the universe that your work is going to live in. So coming up with a plan, understanding what kind of assets you're going to need, understanding what is going to live in that world, what the people in that world are doing, and anything else associated with this entire setting that you're creating. So it's sort of a preparatory step that involves all sorts of things. Lewis, in his course, he shows off, writing things out. He creates like an actual map of the place where his stuff is going to live. He comes up with a list of assets that he's going to need for kind of like to be practical about it and actually understand what is needed to make this project a reality. There's a lot involved in this. And so before we talk about the winner, Lewis, can you talk a little bit about what you were looking for when you before you decided the winner of this one?
Yeah, sure. So the first step of creating a world was to look for reference and stuff, but as well to be able to create something quite unique and original, and being able to give a lot of background to the thought process. So I think I was really looking for some work where there is a lot of thought process, that the people were thinking a lot about the universe they were creating, and how much like their final paint over were actually if they were close to their first idea. So it was really quite awesome, like to see everyone idea. I was really surprised by how original and the students were. It was really hard to decide as well to choose only one person. But yeah, I think like the student that I chose did a really nice job by creating something really unique. And again, like his first idea was really great, and at the same time, what he did at the end, he was very close to his first idea. So I think it was really, really awesome.
Amazing work once again to everyone. And best of luck, because we're about to announce the winner of the first ever Learn Squared Homework Award for imaginative world building. Congratulations to Martin Grosso. Martin Grosso, come on down. No, if we had Martin Grosso in the studio, that would work. I don't think that works. Martin Grosso, congratulations. An incredible job on this. So we have, as you guys can see on screen, using the things that we've talked about, the description of what we're looking for in this award, Martin Grosso's work really captures everything there. There's all sorts of aspects. There's sticky notes, there's sketches, there's other sketches, there's characters, there's objects, there's compositions. All sorts of things were planned out for Martin Grosso's first homework, and it really shows that a lot of work went into this. So, Louis, can you kind of take us through, what helped you to decide once you saw this one? What really stuck out about it? What do you love about it?
I think the amount of work and research done for his project is like actually quite awesome, because I think it's one of the most important parts is to be in love with the project that we're going to spend time and a lot of work going into it. So I can already saw that he did like a ton of stuff. He was very exciting about his project, and you can really feel it. Like he did so much stuff. So I think it was really nice. And again, I think he was very consistent, and he did a really nice job as well to have all these sketches and to make them like as a going through like the asset design, paint over and stuff. So it was really, really cool to see that. So congrats, Martin.
It's just incredible. You guys can't necessarily see it as close up as we were able to, but if you go onto the Learn Squared site and you want to see for yourself, anyone, you can go to the homework and see what Martin Grosso has created. As you can see here, a lot of these images display small because they're in a tall window, but take a look for yourselves. Really just look through this stuff. Excellent work. Incredible stuff. Now, Martin Grosso has won our first homework award, and to remind you guys of what that means, Martin Grosso is going to be getting a feature on the official Learn Squared social media channels, us showing off the winning of the homework award. Louis has actually written a personalized note about that work as well, and about what he loves about the work. So that's going to be on the Learn Squared social media. We're also going to be giving Martin a little care package of digital goodies, logos and stuff that they can post, affix the Learn Squared Homework Award logo and all sorts of things to the work itself. Post that on ArtStation, social media, wherever. In addition to that, there's an official Learn Squared Certificate of Excellence that has been created and signed by Louis, I might add. And it is to certify the winning of this award, which I don't know about you guys. If I had one, I'd be printing that out and putting it on my wall. But you can do anything you want with it, really. And on top of all that, Martin is going to win one free course of their choosing from anywhere on the Learn Squared website to continue that artistic journey, either to continue with other courses that explore a similar skill set, or to branch out and try a new skill set that Martin's never tried before. They can really go in any direction they want to with that. So huge congratulations to Martin. That's a big prize, and best of luck to everybody else. We have, in addition to the award we just gave out, 3 other awards that we'll be getting to on today's show. So best of luck to all. Now, let's jump back in and see what Lewis is doing here. I'm gonna jump over to Lewis's screen. We have a lot of love in that chat. Sleep and Dumpling saying loving those sketches. Lucas saying congrats Martin. Imran saying congrats Martin. Ramik saying congratulations Martin with the fire. Love the fire in there. We also have Ramik Roy saying or earlier saying good luck to everyone. We're all winners. And I love that. I think that's a great. It really is true though. Anybody who finishes the course, like Lucas Rodriguez says, finishing the course makes you a winner in my book. And it's a big achievement, guys. Don't underestimate how big of an achievement it is to finish the course itself. Because what they say about making art, it's always kind of difficult to like actually get to the point of finishing something. And if you want to do this professionally, or if you want to do this, for yourself and just work on projects, it's important to be able to finish a project, especially if you're doing it professionally, because that's what what you really have to do. Is get to the point of finishing. So this is going to help train you in that. I should mention as well that in this course, Dynamic Concept Art 2, Lewis actually has a specific portion at the end that goes into a bunch of his industry tips to really help you work with studios and work on projects and take feedback and all these different things that are really important for anybody who wants to make sure that they get ahead in the industry. Can you talk about the importance of including that in the course, Lewis?
The last the tips you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I think I wanted like at the end to give some tips that I think were like that I either like hear somewhere or that I have learned by myself. But there's some quick tips like to maybe inspire or give some direction of maybe what's the next step once you have like your project and your portfolio, and how maybe to get your first gigs in the industry, or how to get some contact and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it was really important to give some direction at the end of the course to just not let down the student after the course, and this is maybe the next step. You should maybe take a look here and try this.
Yeah, I mean the journey continues, right? When you're finished with the
Yeah.
course, there's a whole world out there. You can do whatever you want with the skills that you've acquired. And I think it's great that you're giving people not only all these amazing skills by taking the course, but also sort of sending them off with like a extra bunch of knowledge for like the next step in their journey, wherever they choose to go. Asfandir Alam saying, I like how Martin was organized. I'm definitely going to improve on my presentations from now on. And I think that is really a great part of the work that Martin has done in these pictures. I can switch back over to the screen here for a second. Yeah, having these like arrows pointing to things and really organizing the compositions and sketches together. A lot of the ways that these things are presented is very compelling, and that while that's not always the only criteria, it certainly is useful, especially when working with a client who needs to sort of be fed a little bit more information. Do you ever have that, Lewis, where you feel like you need to kind of like present something in a more nice way because somebody you're working with doesn't might not understand if you show them something rougher?
Yeah, exactly. It really depends on the client, and if you with time, I would say like always present stuff well. You don't want like to maybe to lower the level of your work by just not presenting your stuff correctly. So always try to present stuff well, and maybe once you know what the client wants and likes, you can present it in order to feed the client needs and what he basically loves. But yeah, always try to present something well, because at the end, it's for when you post something, when you share it for the other. So always try to have something quite clean and presentable, and so everyone can enjoy your work, what you have done in a easy manner, I would say.
Stay organized, ladies and gents. Always good. Now, so can you sort of take us through what you've been working on throughout the demo here, Lewis, since we last checked in?
Yeah, so I'm still like cleaning some parts and adding details. So this is a lot of, I would say, like micro management in the image. But by adding this little 1% here, 1% there, at the end it will stack up and it will really make a huge difference in the image, and it will feel like more professional and well thought. So for example, like the brick felt a bit flat here, so I'm adding cut line and detail, so it's way more interesting, the pattern. It's more design. So yeah, cleaning some stuff, continuing like to frame the center as well, on the side, putting more symmetry. Yeah, just cleaning stuff around, and I will continue like that for a moment and going to the value design, because once I'm doing like the value design, the image is almost done. So I want like to take times to clean up everything. So I'm sure that I love every part of the image almost.
Ladies and gents, stay organized, stay clean, clean up your renders. Good advice for life, cleaning. Good advice for art. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, anybody who's just joining today's broadcast, if you're watching this after the fact, you may not realize that we are live. For anybody who's watching this like later on YouTube or something. So for anybody who's joining the live stream right now, we're showing off a live demonstration. Louis Laurent here is in the stream showing off the techniques that are in his brand new course, Dynamic Concept Art 2. You guys can find that right now at learnsquared.com. It's available to purchase. It's available to start learning from at this very moment. So anybody who has questions for Louis, anybody who wants to know about Lewis's art style, about Lewis's what he's working on right now, or any kind of like techniques he's doing at the moment, or if you want to know anything about the new course, if you have any questions about that, feel free to post them in the chat as we're doing the show here. We're here to answer questions. Oh, welcome Sandra to the show, saying hi. Joined a few minutes ago. Welcome Sandra into the stream. Let's get a little post a wave in there for Sandra. We have a wave emoji. I don't have a wave emoji. I have a thumbs up. I have a peace sign emoji. I could do that one. I'm very too obsessed with the emojis feature on YouTube. Welcome Sandra into the stream though. It can be very mesmerizing to watch an artist work. I'm sure you've watched plenty of artists process videos and stuff in your day, Louis. Do you ever fall into that sort of hypnosis?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I think for almost like when I was beginning in art, I think like I was maybe like for 1 or 2 years, maybe sleeping just with like looking at artists that I love and just painting like to get inspired, and sleeping in front of my phone and with like the artist painting. So yeah, even like analyzing like every move, every step, why the artist is doing that, what's this thought process behind. I think definitely helped a ton. So yeah, I've watched a lot.
It's a good thing you brought up as well of using your phone. Like I guess you're comfortable with using a smaller screen, or do you ever have any moments where you feel like you need to watch something on a monitor, or what's sort of your preferred viewing method for process videos?
I think I prefer like to be on my desk because I feel like it's more I'm more like into it, more focused. But it's great like to have fun, because when you are in public transport or stuff like that, you can have it. I mean, on the go you can watch any videos and still follow stuff, so you don't really lose time, I would say. But I would say like I always watch as well my email on phone once they are done, just because I would say maybe I don't know. Like I feel like there is a lot of people using AirStation or Instagram. So at the end, your email, there is a high chance that it will be viewed on phone. So that's why as well, when you're working on your image, I always de-zoom. So looking for far distance my image. So it's almost like looking at a phone, and I know that my image is working well in some mail.
Yeah, that's definitely it's an interesting aspect of sort of the current world of art where, it's always been important to make sure that a composition can work, in its kind of like most general stage or, in its most graphic state, like as a sort of postage stamp sized image.
Yeah.
But nowadays it is even more important than ever to ensure that.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
We got a lot of love in that chat for Sandra joining the show. Thank you guys. I like Ramik Roy posting the wave, which is a oceanic wave. Very nice. See, that's that creativity. We got creative people on the Learn Squared streams. Good stuff. Now, welcome as well to Ernesto Heinzelman joining the show. And hello as well, Ernesto. I'm going to see if I can find another good emoji to use for Ernesto. I'm going to use the sunglasses guy because Ernesto's cool. I don't know Ernesto, but I'm just going to say that you're cool. Welcome into the show. Anybody who has emojis they want to post, you can post them whenever. You don't need my permission to post them, but I am giving you permission now. Post your emojis. I'm requesting emojis to be posted into the chat. So, while Lewis continues working on the paint over here, let's take another quick look at the course trailer for Dynamic Concept Art 2. Last year, Louis Laurent released a massive course for Learn Squared. And now, his highly anticipated follow-up is about to arrive. Dynamic Concept Art 2 is all about taking your designs to the next level. While the previous course dealt mostly with the natural world, this one dives into the harsher, less forgiving shapes of hard surfaces. You'll learn to craft high-precision VR sketches, detail structures and vehicles to create a vast sense of scale, and deliver a huge crop of paintings in record time, ranging from 30-minute black and white paintovers to 4-hour hero keyframes. This is a jam-packed set of lessons, with more than 10 hours of guided learning and over 40 hours of unedited process videos that you can analyze at any pace you choose. Plus, just like the last course, if you don't have VR, Louis shows off all the exact same methods in traditional 3D software as well, so there really is something for everybody. With both courses now available, either separately or together in a discounted bundle, there's never going to be a better time to jump into dynamic concept art than right now. Sign up today and begin your journey at learnsquared.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Dynamic Concept Art 2, you just saw it in that trailer. It's available now on the Learn Squared website. You can buy it, you can learn from it, you can take the course right now. It's fully available as we speak. Now, before we jump into the next portion of the show, just a shout out to everybody posting some great emojis in the chat. I always love emojis. Yusuf getting that wave in there. Sandra with a cat. It looks like a cat in a box. Love that. Imran posting the, I don't know what you call it, the face with the lips. Love it. Sleeping dumplings. A donut in honor of Blender. Very nice. Love that. Chavi, chop in there as well. I think that's a cat of some kind or a dog possibly. Love all the emojis, ladies and gents. Thank you for posting them. Now, guys, I think it's time. Louis, is it time?
Is it time, I think?
It's time for another Student Homework Award. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of amazing work that has come out of the first dynamic concept design. Today, on today's show, we're celebrating the release of Lewis's second course, Dynamic Concept Design 2. You just saw the trailer for it. But we are giving away awards for some of the distinguished work of the first course that students have submitted. So, as a reminder for anybody who is just joining, we have 4 awards to give out on today's show. We have given away the first award already for extremely distinguished work by Martin Grasso, incredible imaginative world building. Now we are going to move into the second award. And that second award is Creativity in Asset Design. So this award is going to be given to, as we describe it in the award, a student who zags when most artists zig. Love that. Their highly unique assets go above and beyond. Now, this award roughly translates to the lessons from Lesson 2. So Lesson 2 of the first course focused on creating your assets, the big, the medium, the small, any characters you need, any objects, any creatures, any plants, anything. Any kind of assets that you needed to create are involved in this. Lesson 2 also went into a really excellent aspect as well, where Lewis showed off his preferred method of sketching these assets, which was in VR, but then went through and also showed how to do the same thing in traditional 3D software. So you can really get the most out of the course no matter what technology you're going to be using. Now, before we go into the festivities of this second award, before we give this one away, let's get some good sportsmanship in that chat. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get some good luck to all involved? Anybody who has submitted their homework, I'm posting a good luck in that chat as well. Anybody who has submitted their homework to the Learn Squared site before April 14th, the deadline that we announced a few weeks ago, anyone who submitted before April 14th is eligible to win this award. So best of luck to everybody who is involved in the running here. There's so much incredible work that has come out of this first course. We showed, scrolled through all of the work that everyone's done earlier in today's broadcast. Actually, let's do that right now. Let's do it again. We're going to take another look at just scroll through all the amazing work that people have done in this course. There's so much incredible stuff. We have Martin Grasso stuff right there that you can see. But there's just a lot of students who turned out for this course, and also a lot of people who really kicked it into high gear once the awards were announced, which is awesome. So we actually announced these student homework awards about 3 weeks ago, I want to say, and there's a huge amount of work that has come out of the course since then. So people who, what we had hoped for was that the homework awards would help people to kind of like get motivated and get going with their homework so that they could finish it. And it seems like people really have used that opportunity. So, at Learn Squared, we always try to kind of simulate the environment you would have with the production throughout Lewis's courses. There's aspects of the course that try to help you simulate what it's like to present to a client and, work under a deadline. And these homework awards are another aspect of that, where you're trying to work to a deadline and create the best work you can. So great job to everyone who has worked on these homework awards. Now, I think it's time, Lewis.
Yep.
Let's talk about the winner of Creativity in Asset Design. Congratulations to Ivor Tosik. Amazing work by Ivor Tosik. As you can see, we're going to go through some of the thumbnails here. We have the big, medium, small stuff. We have characters and creatures. Incredible work. Lewis, can you talk about the process of choosing the winner for this award and just what you love about Ivor Tosik's work here?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, asset design. So again, the goal here was to create something that fits the story. Something that will fit the first lesson, the work of the first lesson. So it's really hard to have like a original design, a functional design, at the same time something that fits the story and tells the right story. And I think Ivar did a really great job with that. And again, I think he really nailed it. The character stuff is really looking good. The character as well is something that we even don't cover in the lesson, but he did an awesome job. I think his landscape assets are looking very great. And again, I compared the asset that he created here to the final paint over, and I think he did a really great job overall with his design to tell the right story. So yeah, congrats again, Ivar, and to all the other students.
It's one thing that you mentioned too is that the character design aspect. We're showing the character model here that Ivar has created. You were mentioning that character design is not covered in the first course; that you do it in the second course actually. So Ivar is really going, really just above and beyond the scope of the course, which, of course, in the real world is always a very valuable skill to have. Thinking outside the box, you know, really creating ideas that might be even outside of the kind of expected, you know. And so creating stuff like that is not necessary to win this award, but is certainly appreciated.
Yeah, making the extra step for sure.
And this creature is very very freaky. I love the tongue coming out that's like, you know, hook shape. Just this thing I can see in my nightmares. I'm going to be dreaming about this thing tonight.
Yeah,
waking up in a cold sweat.
Mm-hmm.
So great work to Ivar Tosik. And anybody who wants to see, you know, further study these incredible assets that Ivar has created, you can go on the Learn Squared homework page and check this out for yourselves. The Last Cargo is what Ivar has called this one. So huge congratulations to Ivar Tosik. Now let's fade the music down here, and we're gonna go back in, check out what Lewis is up to. Lewis, is your screen presentable?
It is.
Okay, here we are. We're back in here.
I have some issue with Photoshop as always.
Yeah, you know, that is part of the Photoshop life.
I should go back like to older version like CS6 or something like that. I think it's more stable. But they do have like great tool with the newer version, so it's kind of hard to choose. But yeah, still pushing like the detail. I haven't touched the value again. Like the reflection was kind of bad here, so clean up a bit. Adding detail, trying to make cohesive design. At the same time, you know, while I'm doing these steps, even if I'm doing details and adding detail or simplify some area, I'm actually starting to break the 3D. So by putting a lot of stroke here and there, it starts to feel less and less 3D. And once I will really, you know, start to do the value design and the final paint over, it will be really, everything will start to merge together and look nicer than the flat render that we had at the beginning.
And so it's really important for artists who work with 3D and move into the paint over stage, or really any artists who work with 3D, that it not look like it is, you know, CGI or, you know, things like that. You're talking about breaking the 3D. Yeah. Can you talk about the importance of that? Like, do you run into issues with that in your professional life where clients don't like to see something that looks too 3D, or is it for you? Or, you know, talk a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, it really depends on the client. Some clients really love painterly feeling, so you have to break the 3D if you use 3D. They prefer like 2D sketch, and they will ask for you to be if they want like painterly stuff. well, they will want to be, they want you to be fast. So if you're using 3D, you will have like to break the 3D and give it a very painterly look. Some clients, they don't care at all. They only care about the design solution that you are proposing. So you could almost just give them like, a screenshot of Blender of the viewport, and don't even touch on the like even a post process or doing value design, anything like that. They will be happy just with like the 3D render. And it depends as well if they have money, because doing the paint over is a bit more longer, and it need like to be it takes more time doing the paint over, but at the end it's more presentable and it's better. So it's all about the client's needs. If they want like a very flesh out concept, you will spend like 2 or 3 days on it, and it sells all the problem, and it will be almost like a benchmark for the project. So they will try to aim for this kind of quality. So this one type of concept. But yeah, some concepts are just about solving problems, so they don't really care about doing the painterly phase and the paint over. But me, I really like doing the paint over. It's almost like the best part that I prefer. So
You ever feel, because you mentioned that if it's like a longer paint over, it could end up becoming kind of like a benchmark for what everybody's doing. Do you ever
yeah.
feel sort of pressure of like, oh, what I'm doing could influence, everybody else's workload?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, especially in film, like when you are designing stuff, you have to ask questions about exactly what they want and how much money they have, and from the client side, because sometimes you have really great idea, and if the client don't have that much money, it's idea that it will be impossible, to do. So definitely it's something that you have to be careful with. But yeah, the best project are the one that, when the director or the client comes to you and they just like your stuff, and they're like, okay, do what you usually do, but with this brief, and do it like push it to the max level, and give it to me what you have done. So that's the best client. But it don't happen often. So yeah, it really depends. Of course, you have some pressure all the time, because you are paid to do what you love in some kind of way, and sometimes you can feel a bit like imposter syndrome, stuff like that. So but at the end it's all about you having fun. If you're having fun and you're giving your best, I mean, you don't have to worry too much about stuff that you cannot control too much, so
I want to give a shout out as well to people in the chat. A lot of people posting love in that chat. Before the contest started, Ramek Roy, Imran, Muhammad Dev saying good luck, Sandra saying good luck, and to celebrate Ivor, Ramek Roy posted a little trophy emoji. Love that one. I'm gonna post that one so I can use it later. No, it just shows up as Troviello smiling. Ramek Roy has some magic plug-in or something. Sleep and Dumpling saying congratulations. Sandra saying great work. And really, again, incredible work to Ivor, who won our second Learn Squared homework award. Amazing stuff. As a reminder as well, we talked about it with our first homework awards winner. I'm going to go back to this awards screen for a second just to show off some of this stuff. So Ivor has won our Creativity in Asset Design Award. And what Ivor is going to win, for anybody who doesn't know or who's just joining the show, Ivor is going to win a whole bunch of stuff, including, first of all, a special promotion on the official Learn Squared channels with a personalized message that was written by Lewis, as well as showing off the work as the winner of this homework award. Also, a whole goodie bag of digital goods to have the awards logo and be able to show off on ArtStation or social media anywhere that they have won this award. On top of that, a personalized certificate of excellence, which has, signed by Lewis. It shows the winning of the award, and that's, printable, able to be displayed wherever you choose. And finally, the winning of one free course of their choosing from anywhere on the site. So Ivor is going to be able to continue that learning journey, outside of having completed this course and move on into the next adventure. So best of luck to Ivor in that in whatever next course you choose, and incredible work on this first course's homework. Now we're gonna jump back into Lewis's feed here. I want to remind you guys as well that again, since this is live, I want to say this for anybody who might just be joining the show. We're doing a live demonstration of the techniques available in Louis Laurent's brand new course, Dynamic Concept Art 2. Now, Louis is live on stream right now doing this demo that you're watching on screen. This is the first part of this demo has been created on our previous live stream by Louis, and now we are in the paint over stage, and there has been a lot of progress done on it since the beginning of the previous stream. So incredible stuff. If you guys have any questions for Louis, if you want to know about professional workflows, about working with clients, about doing whatever is happening on screen with this project, or if you want to know anything about the new course, post that in the chat. We are happy to talk about it with you. Ernesto Heinzman is saying, a question. I like the idea of that being, I'm sure you have a question that you're about to ask, but I like the idea of that being the question. Question? Good stuff, good stuff. Pashito saying congrats. It's great to see everybody showing so much positivity. Every Learn Squared stream that I've been a part of, it's so cool to see the community really coming out and supporting everyone. Because in the art world, it could be very competitive a lot of times, but it's important to, celebrate your peers and celebrate the people who are on this journey together with you. It's really amazing to see that kind of stuff. So thank you guys for being very very supportive to everybody on these shows. Looks like we're working on a little bit of character stuff at the moment.
Yeah, cleaning a bit because it looks very with a polygon.
Oh, so this is some more breaking up of 3D.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not really like the. I'm sometimes trying to have like some more like readable shape. I'm breaking maybe a bit the lighting, but it's fine as long as it reads properly. All right.
And so with using this this object, this piece of equipment that carries things on it, you were talking about how it could be really used for anything. Your example was fishing, but that in this context it's used for military purposes. Do you think, of course you don't necessarily need to go into this to create this design, but within this universe you're creating, do you think this thing is available as a consumer product that they're using like a custom one for military purposes, or do you think that it's something that only military people can get their hands on? Kind of like how there's like a consumer version of a drone, but then there's other drones.
No, I think you're right. I think it could be like available, like for consumer, but slightly different. Because here I've like put some kind of plates that is like almost like tank plates if there is like bullet or stuff like that. So maybe it protect a bit. But maybe they have like a base, and then in function of who is the client, they will maybe change some module on it. So it will be possible. So maybe if it was for fishing, it will have like fishing gear and technology for fishing, but maybe the shape will be the same and the main function will be the same.
Can use it to carry art supplies.
It could be possible for artists when they go into plein air.
All right, get me one.
Workshop.
Now the next step is you got to make a 3D printable version of this thing so we can get it ourselves.
Yeah, and they'd like to buy a 3D print. It'd be very cool to do.
Ernesto Heinzelman has a question talking about. So I'm going to lead this off by saying contentious subject, ladies and gents. Let's all stay civil here. We're just talking. But Ernesto asking about what how do you ever factor AI into your art, or do you utilize any of that when you're coming up with concepts?
Um, so what's the question exactly? If I use AI for industry?
Correct.
So currently, I've tried, especially like the new Midjourney. It's extremely powerful for ideation process. So the first step, like what we have done, like in the first lesson of Dynamic Concept Art 1, when we do like the ideation stuff, it's really, really powerful for that. And yeah, I've been using it like for finding idea or trying to do new stuff. I try to use it in a way that is kind of ethical, even if I think at the moment you are using the AI is not very ethical, but it's really hard. But I don't use it that much, just I tried it. I was like, okay, it's great, but I've not that much interest for it for now. Maybe in the future, I don't know how the industry will evolve with it. But for ideation, it's very powerful. I think you could even use it like as a base and photo bash over it and speed paint, doing like speed painting and stuff like that with it. But again, I think like if you want like a final product with 3D, 3D is very important for my work because most of the time the client will need 3D. So at the end, I still have like to do the 3D model. If I have like a cool 2D image, I mean, it's cool, but then I have to recreate everything in 3D.
Right, like it doesn't scale basically. Like you need to go back and
Yeah,
create that again.
so but it's a very powerful tool for sure. The only I would say drawback for now is the ethical stuff that is stealing the work from artists and everything online basically. So I don't know how it will evolve, but for sure it will need like to be regulated at some point. Like it's not possible to let it like that for the future.
So on our vehicle here, and thank you Ernesto for the question. On our vehicle here, we have two guns. We have a bag attached to the side. We have a cable, which I guess is related to the. Is that the same cable that would eventually get connected to the that reaches the
Uh,
soldier?
no, but you know what? I should change the color because it's actually feel like this is the same cable. So I will change the color. Um, but no, it was more like straps around the vehicle. So maybe they could like attach stuff anywhere on the vehicle. Like they could put like a weapon or a crate or anything attached to the strap around the vehicle.
And then on the inside, we have a bunch of bags as well.
Yeah. But I think in this composition, like again, the vehicle is important, but it's not like maybe we can know what the vehicle is about. But I would say that maybe I would like to know to do another shot where it's more obvious. It's more about the vehicle and less maybe about the environment and the context of of the base. So I think I will do like on my side, like for the project. Like another shot more about the vehicle, maybe when they put bags inside or stuff like that, like a keyframe.
One of the things too that I should mention, you've seen a little bit of it in the course trailer, but in Dynamic Concept Art 2, there's an entire section about creating these kind of like more readable designs that show off your particular assets. So the first lesson of Dynamic Concept Art 2 is about designing a hero asset, which in this project would be this vehicle we're working on right now. And then there's actually, at the end of the lesson, you are creating an actionable piece of like presentable artwork. There's several pieces actually. So you're in that lesson, he shows you how to create 3D turntables of this asset with like a, human scale for reference and stuff like that, and also line art imagery that really kind of shows off the piece without any questions about anything else in the frame. So things that are really, really useful for presenting to a client. And in addition to doing a paint over that's like this, those kinds of images can be extremely valuable as well. Can you talk about the importance of including that in the course, Lewis?
Um, yeah, I mean, like I think I basically put in the course what I do almost, in everyday work and what I've been asked the last years, like to do in my professional life. I mean, like the turntable, I would say I'm not doing that often. It's more like something that the other department will do, like look dev and stuff like that, texture artist, and so it's more for me like to do the turntable. But I think it's a great way, for you to have that in your portfolio because it shows that you're confident with your design to show it in 360, and it's really cool as well. Like, I mean, just to see your design like full turntable, it feels like some kind of miniature. And then the line is again, it's a really nice way to show your design because it's more like concept design and technical. So again, some clients really love having some more line art and techie drawing. So I think having all these tools and way to present under your belt, you can be pretty confident to be able to answer every request.
Yeah, having more skills is always valuable, and being able to kind of extrapolate on your ideas and present your ideas. We talk about presentation a lot because it's really important, being able to communicate what you're trying to get across is not
Mhm.
only about the actual image, but also how you choose to, or not necessarily only about the actual design, but how you choose to display that design to someone.
Yeah, to
So
communicate it, yeah, for sure.
another question from Aspandir Alarm saying, Lewis, do you use the Wacom art pen, or what kind of hardware are you using?
Yeah, I know like the art pen is really great. I've always told myself that I should buy it at some point. But it's kind of stuff I'm lazy with, so I never did it. I'm using like the basic Pro Pen too. I think so I don't have like the rotation, but I use like the tilt on my brush. So it's almost like the art pen, I think. But it works for me. I'm used to that, so I stick with it. But maybe I should switch to the art pen because I know like a lot of artists are using it, and it's really great for having like the brush stroke, like the rotation. But yeah, no, it's the Pro Pen, I think, the basic one that comes with Cintiq.
There you go. Imran Muhomedyev, I'm very sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you, Asfandyar, for the previous question. Thank you, Imran, for this question. How long does it take on average to finish a single project? And I guess that can apply to a lot of things like the entire project
Yeah,
or single, painting from concept to completion.
yeah. So a full project, it really depends, but in average, I would say like 2-3 weeks.
And what would be
Um,
included in a project like that?
Multiple keyframes, so I would say at least four, with 4 different shots. And then a lot of design, like most of the time I will have a character, a vehicle, and an environment, so all the assets of the environment as well. So everything textured. Maybe I will do like some line art shots, turntable. But again, I think 2-3 weeks is when I kind of not taking my time, but I give myself time to explore and find idea. But I would say if I want to be very fast, it can be done like under 1 week. But it's not something that I will be doing like for me for personal projects. And for client, most of the time it depends on the client, but most of the time in film you need to have something at the end of the day. So it can be easier keyframe, and for video games it can be like a bit longer. this kind of stuff like that I'm doing right now. But yeah, like for a full project, the project that I've like on my station, stuff like that is around 2-3 weeks.
And are there any projects that you sort of start and you say like, oh, I'm going to put that on the back burner for a little bit and work on something else and come back to it? Or do you like to be? Are you the kind of person who likes to be done? Get something out the door.
I'm buff, so I think like I have maybe like the project on my station are maybe only 20% of the project, because the rest is either I haven't finished them because I was not happy with them in terms like of maybe the idea were not original enough, or I was not happy with the result. And I have some project in standby because I need like to learn some maybe other skill sets for in order to match what I have in head, the quality that I have in head or the quality that I'm aiming for. So yeah, it really depends, but yeah, I have a ton of projects like that in standby that maybe I will finish one day or never. I don't know.
There you go, ladies and gents. Look forward to them when they come out. And so, guys, for anybody who might be just joining that show, maybe you haven't seen the trailer yet, let's take a look at what we're talking about today. Lewis's brand new course, Dynamic Concept Art 2. Best way to communicate what that means to you guys is to show you the course trailer. So let's take another look at that. We'll be back in just a second. Last year, Laurent released a massive course for Learn Squared. And now, his highly anticipated follow-up is about to arrive. Dynamic Concept Art 2 is all about taking your designs to the next level. While the previous course dealt mostly with the natural world, this one dives into the harsher, less forgiving shapes of hard surfaces. You'll learn to craft high-precision VR sketches, detail structures and vehicles to create a vast sense of scale, and deliver a huge crop of paintings in record time, ranging from 30-minute black and white paintovers to 4-hour hero keyframes. This is a jam-packed set of lessons, with more than 10 hours of guided learning and over 40 hours of unedited process videos that you can analyze at any pace you choose. Plus, just like the last course, if you don't have VR, Lewis shows off all the exact same methods in traditional 3D software as well, so there really is something for everybody. With both courses now available, either separately or together in a discounted bundle, there's never going to be a better time to jump into dynamic concept art than right now. Sign up today and begin your journey at learnsquare.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Dynamic Concept Art 2. You just saw the trailer there again. And it's just an amazing amount of work that has gone into making this course. You're seeing on screen, again, all of the final images that Lewis has created for the course. In total, the amount of finished paintovers that have come out of this course, there's 10 finished paintovers from this course that Lewis has created. So just an astounding amount of great work that, just look at your screen and you'll understand how impressive this course is. You can find this on learnsquare.com right now. The course is now available on the site. We're celebrating today the release of the course. So get in there, start learning, ladies and gentlemen. We have a bunch of people in the chat asking questions. Thank you guys for the questions. Sleeping Dumpling saying, this is a great question as well. Talking about building a portfolio. So before we jump back into the demo, let's just answer this one here. When you're building a portfolio, is it important to have a focus, like mainly having environments or mainly vehicles? Or is it better to just kind of have something of everything?
I think it's better to have like a focus, like to show that you are specialized in something. But you can do everything, but just show that you are actually more interested into something. Because it's really hard to learn everything. For example, I'm doing character, but only in 3D because I'm not like very comfortable by doing them in 2D. But character is just like a small part of my project. It's something that I put in my environment and stuff like that. But the most of like my stuff is, for example, environment and doing keyframe and focusing a lot on environment. Then I have vehicle design, character design, props design, but it's not like my main stuff. I would say like 90% of the work that I receive is for environment. So I would say like for sure it's better to focus on one thing because it's easier for you to get very good at it, and you will get work faster than learning everything. But at the same time, I know it's quite hard to choose. And you don't have like, I mean, if you want like to do everything, you can do everything, but just it will be harder, and you will have to learn way more stuff and to master more stuff. So
there you go. So make sure you have some kind of focus and stay open to other possibilities. Yeah. Guys, it's been a little while since we've given away a homework award. Louis, what do you think?
Yeah, it's time.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to jump back in to the Learn Squared Student Homework Awards. So we've talked about a lot of incredible art today. We've already given away 2 awards on today's show. We've given away the award for Imaginative World Building, which went to Martin Grosso. We gave away the Creativity in Asset Design Award to Ivor Tosik for their incredible work on the first of Lewis's courses. Now it is time to move in to the next award. So to anybody who doesn't know, we are giving away 4 awards on today's show for distinguished work throughout the homework in Dynamic Concept Art 1. So the new course that's coming out today is Lewis's sequel, Dynamic Concept Art 2. And since people have had their hands on the first course for a few months already, we're giving away awards to people who have created excellent work in that first course. So everybody who wins is going to get a whole bunch of digital goodies. They're going to get a certificate of excellence, a feature on the Learn Squared promotional social media, and a free course of their choosing from anywhere on the site. So we're going to jump into excellence in set design here. But I want to say before we announce the winner of the award, as always, let's get some positivity, some good luck in that chat, and some congratulations to whoever wins. Because again, it's important to be a good sport. And even in the art world, you know, we were talking about how it can be very competitive. It's never a good idea to be bitter if somebody gets a job that you don't get or something like that, because you never know who you might work with later, you know, what kind of connections you want to make. So always be positive, ladies and gents. Let's get some good luck. Let's get some congratulations. And from me to you, best of luck to all. So this third award that we are giving away on today's show, this is Excellence in Set Design. The way we describe it, the third dimension is no match for this artist. They have created a breathtaking 3D space for their story. This one focuses on the ability, as you might imagine, to create an incredible set. This could be presented through their various renders, or just through screenshots in their 3D software. This award roughly coincides with lesson 3 of the first course, which is focused on creating your sets. So without further ado, let's jump into it. The winner for excellence in set design is Alan Albiak. Alan Albiak, congratulations. Discovery Crew Project is going to be our winner for excellence in set design. And as you guys can see here, these are some pretty excellent set designs. We have multiple renders showing here. I'm going to switch between them on screen. Louis, as with all the homework awards, has personally handpicked these awards winners. So Louis, can you talk about the process of choosing the this third award and what you love about Alan Albiach's designs.
Yeah. So set design, same idea with like the asset. So I compared like the story, the first idea and the story of the project, and then how he handled like the design of his set for fitting his story, and as well like the originality and mastery of the design. So I think he did a really nice job with like the lighting, camera placement, to really immerse the viewer into his set. I think he did absolutely awesome job inside Blender. I mean, the render are looking really great. They're already looking very cinematic and very epic. So really nice job for that. And yeah, I think like as well like the grading is looking great. So I think he did a really great job overall, like with the scale as well. The scale is epic. This is something that I think I put a lot of value into it. It's like having like the feeling of scale inside an image. So yeah, overall I think Alan did a really great job with his set design for his project.
Incredible work to Alan. Now, we mentioned what those prizes are going to be for winning this award. Alan is going to get all the things we mentioned, the bunch of digital goodies, the promo on Learn Squared social media, the personalized certificate of excellence, and a free course of their choosing. I want to mention as well, to all of our Homework Award winners, you guys will be contacted through email. It's probably good to know how you're actually going to get your awards. So check your emails in the next couple of days. Learn Squared is going to be sending you all that stuff that I mentioned over email. So the email that you used to register for the Learn Squared site is where we'll be contacting you. Huge congratulations to our third winner, Alan Albiach. If you guys want to check out the work for yourselves, you can find Discovery Crew Project in the Homework for Dynamic Concept Art 1. So go check that out. Take a look for yourselves at the full resolution images. It's just really incredible work. So that is the third of our Learn Squared Student Homework Awards. Congratulations. Now let's jump back in to see Lewis's progress.
Yeah. So yeah, I started like to do like the value design. So here the goal is really to push the readability and depth of the image. So what I've done already is to push like the background and the foreground as well in the dark, and the background like up the dark value. And the goal here, I'm really trying like to push the highlight around the focal point. I will put maybe some darks here. I think to get like the graphical look as well, I will try like to have the light shape that we have here almost as one shape, like reconnected. So the value will be quite close, almost blown out. So it will be very graphical with the grass and the little like rocks and stuff like that. And then with this shape as well, I think it needs to be a little more darker. But it's all about like, back and forth with the light, the dark, and trying to have something that look with a lot of depth, and at the same time, we don't lose like the graphical look and the realism as well look, photographical look. So it's quite tricky, and it's almost like solving a puzzle. There is a solution there that looks very good, but you have like to test, try, and go back and forth. And at some point, you will have something that look nice, and the solution will be obvious at some point what you have to do. So it really depends. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes to find. Sometimes it takes 2 hours. So a lot of back and forth. But with times and doing a lot of project and a lot of paint over 3D renders, you start to be a bit more skilled and comfortable with this step.
I love that description that it's like a puzzle, that there is an answer, but
Yeah,
it's just a matter of finding it. There's a thing
yeah.
that they would say about when Michelangelo would, sculpt marble. He wasn't
Mhm.
thinking about it as actually cutting away pieces of marble, but rather revealing something that already exists inside
Mm,
there. He's just trying to bring that thing out.
yeah.
Very positive way to think about things. I like that, Lewis. So we have Asfand asking a great question about community. So, Lewis, can you talk about how the concept art community has helped you grow? Like, have you turned to anyone for critiques? Do you have a personal network? Do you use social networks for that? Asfand
Yeah.
appending that by saying that they are pretty much a beginner, and they're interested in finding out how to sort of like use community.
Yeah. Well, I would say if you want, like, you can ask directly, like, an artist if you want, like, for paint over. Don't get mad if they don't respond, but you can try at least. And maybe some artists, they love like to give paint over, and at some point you can create some kind of connection with them, some like a mentor and student connection. It just happen over time. Um, then you have like the Discord. There is like a ton of different Discord. Land Squad has a Discord if you want like to share and ask like for paint over and critique. You can. It's very important to make connection, because especially as student, because you never know, like maybe 2, 3, or 4 years when you are going to be able to work. Maybe the same student that you were like studying with will have a job at somewhere, and maybe they will be able like to recommend you. um, so you never know, like it happens to me. So it's really important like to keep great connection, being cool with everyone. And I mean, at the end we are all in the same boat. Even it's a bit competitive sometimes, but I don't really feel too much like the competition, actually, I think. um, so yeah, having like community and going like to events like Lightbox. If any event like in Europe, I think there is a Daniel and the guy doing like 101 concept in London, which is awesome. And there is a ton on different events, concept art related events, when you can meet like art director, anyone, and you will be surprised that actually like the art director are human as anyone. So it's really easy actually like to talk with anyone, and having quick chat and asking for feedback, showing your portfolio. So yeah, don't be afraid to be to ask, to send message. Just be polite and cool, and it will be fine. So yeah.
It was a great piece of advice as well. Near the beginning of your answer, where you're saying like, don't get upset if somebody doesn't respond. Like, definitely
Yeah.
don't feel entitled to, to critiques or whatever, but you know, understand the value of someone's time that they're doing that, and
Mm,
as long as you're like respectful, right?
yeah, exactly.
Great question, and thank you to Asfan once again for that question. I want to shout out as well all of the positivity in the chat: Lucas, Rodriguez, Sandra, Imran, Sleep and Dumplings, Gale Force 5 posting some love in that chat, some good luck and some congrats. So thank you guys for the positivity. And once again, congratulations to Alan for the incredible, incredible set design. Really great stuff. We have another question in the chat. If you are you down for another question, Lewis?
Yeah, sure, good.
We have Gale Force 5. Simple question, simple to ask, complex to answer possibly. Any advice on landing that first job? Great question. Thank you, Gale Force 5.
Well, it's quite easy, quite easy actually. You just have like to put your work out there and work very hard and
There you
connect
go.
with people. So that's it. Like really like send message. Once you have like a portfolio, you feel confident and you feel like you're at the level of the studio. You can like connect with the art director and ask us then directly. Like I think it's the best way. anytime like I want to go inside the studio or find a job or freelance is a bit different because most of the time it's a client coming to you. But if you want to go to a studio, like, and again, event, but because being like in, in real with the people in front of you is totally different than just a message online. It's not the same impact. So yeah, make a good portfolio that fits the same level of the studio you want to aim for. And yeah, ask the art director directly if they have like any job or you are interested to join their team, you love their work, and you never know because maybe they don't have any position for you at the moment you're asking, but maybe in 2 or 3 months they will have something. And if you keep like connect with them and you show them work progress, they will think about you like the next time they will have like a position. You show like that you are really motivated and that you are already fitting the work of the studio, so it will be obvious for him or her to hire you for. So yeah.
So yeah, excellent question once again to
Yeah.
Gale Force. That's a lot of people are, I'm sure, thinking about that as well. And thank you for asking it. It all comes back in the end, right, to working hard and showing your work. Having something that is, able to be shown to someone, something finished,
Mhm.
is always more important than just like half finishing a bunch of things. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you got to be able to present things to people.
Yeah, you have to have something.
So you were talking earlier, Lewis, about
Mhm.
in your artistic process that the value design is possibly what you were saying is the most important part, link in the chain. Can you
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, because I think I could not do. I think is the step that have like the most impact on the image, that will make the biggest difference, especially when you have like a 3D render like that is very pushed and you don't have like to do a lot of photo bash or stuff like that. So if I had like maybe 1 hour only and before like the client call, I will only do like the value design, for example, and maybe 5 minutes of really quick paint over and breaking some 3D or some stuff, and that's it. But value design, like, it's really, really important. It's where you are going to have something that look flat to something with a lot of depth, with a mood, with maybe some color grading. So you're already making like a huge difference, and the image is basically looking less great. And so yeah. Okay.
We have another
So
question here from Asfand again asking, what was your kind of like educational background? Did you take online classes? Did you go to school for art? Where does your background lie?
I did 1 year in art school, preparatory school in France. It was in Nantes, Nantes City. So I did just only 1 year to study like the fundamental stuff. So anatomy, color, painting with oil and acrylic, gouache, doing still life drawing, figure drawing. So a lot of stuff like that, um, which I think was really helpful for me before jumping to I would say, the more digital world. Then I learned by myself most of the other stuff, and with like online, videos and books. And by observing and trying to understand how the other artists are working. So for example, my goal was to go into film industry. So I was looking to concept artists working in the film industry and learning their techniques. I took as well some mentorship with Jama, for example, Fignan, Pablo as well, Pablo Dominguez, which teach on Square as well. So with a lot of different guys, and between each mentorship, my like strategy with it was I will take like maybe a quick mentorship of 1 or 2 days with them, and I will like separate each mentorship of maybe 4, 5, 6 months. So I could work really hard on my portfolio during this time and show like new stuff to a new person. So it will be like a fresh eye on my portfolio as well, and different feedback. And I will learn just by like that, basically like having feedback and continuing like to push my portfolio and my skills. And at some point, by posting your stuff online and being present, you start to get noticed by some people. And if you're lucky enough, you will have your first gig, the most hardest gig. The hardest things to do is having your first gig. But yeah, so yeah, hard work for sure, and a bit of luck with the school.
Yeah, and it's talking about Jama and about Pablo, 2 Learn Squared instructors.
Yeah,
that's amazing. We to build on that as well. There's one of our other instructors, Lars Soig, who just released a course not too long ago, had been a Learn Squared student, and had one of, I think part of his story was that his Learn Squared homework actually helped him to get his first job, like was in that portfolio.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Makes us very proud.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And so yeah, like to talk more about that, Asfan, don't discount the power of online learning, of course, as Lewis is talking about, and online learning, and whether that's from a course or a Learn Squared course, or a video, or somebody's you just like studying imagery. There's an incredible amount of knowledge and wisdom on the internet that you can find. So
yeah, I think we're very lucky to have like access to all of this knowledge. So yeah.
Thank you, Asfan, for the question. Excellent question. So this step here, you're kind of accentuating highlights.
Yeah, pushing a bit like having some more intriguing detail. Yeah, it's really trying like to. I mean, it's already looking better for sure, but I'm still not maybe convinced with some parts, so I still have like to back and forth.
A/B, always useful.
Yeah.
We for anybody who is just joining today's show, it's we're at the 2-hour mark, it looks like here. If you're just joining today's program, what we're doing here is a live demonstration. Louis Laurent is here with us. He's doing this amazing paint over that you guys are seeing on screen, live on stream. We're celebrating with today's live stream the release of Louis's newest course, Dynamic Concept Art 2, which is available now at learnsquared.com. You can find it on the website. You can start learning at this very moment. So go check that out. The thing that you're seeing Louis create on stream, though, is actually never before seen. He's creating this specifically for the broadcast. So it's not a part of the course, but it is using the techniques that the course shows off. So you guys are getting an idea of how you can use what you've learned in this course once you take it to create something different than what he has created in the course itself. Amazing stuff. Really incredible.
Thank you.
Now, if you guys are excited for the homework awards, we still have one more award to give away. That's going to be happening later in the show, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's take another look. For anybody who might just be joining, or if you just like watching it and you want to see it again, let's take a look at that course trailer for Dynamic Concept Art 2. Last year, Louis Laurent released a massive course for Learn Squared. And now, his highly anticipated follow-up is about to arrive.
Dynamic Concept Art 2 is all about taking your designs to the next level. While the previous course dealt mostly with the natural world, this one dives into the harsher, less forgiving shapes of hard surfaces. You'll learn to craft high-precision VR sketches, detail structures and vehicles to create a vast sense of scale, and deliver a huge crop of paintings in record time, ranging from 30-minute black and white paintovers to 4-hour hero keyframes. This is a jam-packed set of lessons, with more than 10 hours of guided learning and over 40 hours of unedited process videos that you can analyze at any pace you choose. Plus, just like the last course, if you don't have VR, Lewis shows off all the exact same methods in traditional 3D software as well, so there really is something for everybody. With both courses now available, either separately or together in a discounted bundle, there's never going to be a better time to jump into dynamic concept art than right now. Sign up today and begin your journey at learnsquare.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dynamic Concept Art 2, you just saw it in the trailer there. It's available now on the Learn Squared site. You heard me say all this stuff before the trailer. But one thing that we want to do here is let's do a little wrap up of what we've done on today's program. So Lewis has been doing this live demo that we talked about. It is looking absolutely incredible. We're going to jump over to Lewis's screen here and take a look at the Photoshop process. Since we're going to be calling the show here, Lewis, can you kind of talk us through what have you done on today's show? Show us sort of where we came from, where we ended up.
So this was the first render. I mean, like the base render. So I've done like quite a lot of cleanup in some area. And adding like some details and readability to some stuff, so it's more obvious. And then actually currently doing the value design. So here my goal is really to add depth to the image and to push the image as well, like the value to the next level and the focal point. So for example, here I like glow up the highlight and like the value, but I put like more darker soft shape behind. So it's really easy like to read like the character and the vehicle, the shape of the vehicle. But I think like the next step will be really to refine that to a point that I really feel happy with it. And then the next step that I will local record again will be like to photobulb, maybe there is some dust flying around, being pushed by like the thruster of the vehicle, some particle, some sand, and maybe photobashing like some herb as well, like cleaning some stuff with the final paint over. That will be pretty much it, I think.
Amazing. So as a reminder, in addition to what you've seen on today's stream, the content from the previous stream, as well as what Lewis did between the two streams, will be available as bonus content that we're going to add later to the Dynamic Concept Art 2 course. So the course will have even more content than it has at launch, which is already a lot of content. In addition to that, what Lewis mentioned, the stuff that he's going to do after the stream will also be recorded and added to the course. So a big thank you to Lewis for joining on today's show to celebrate this new course and really drop so much knowledge on today's show. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me again.
And before we close out the show, though, we got one more thing to address. Lewis, I think we forgot.
Yeah.
We forgot to do one of these awards. We almost closed out the show without giving away the final award.
Yeah.
Let's, without further ado, let's give away an award.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Learn Squared Student Homework Awards. Guys, we have given away 3 awards on today's episode, and that means there is 1 left to go. Post some hype in that chat. Post some hearts. Post some emojis of whatever kind you have or want to post, because we're going to be doing the Distinguished Paintover Award on this one. So we've already given away Imaginative World Building. That one has gone to Martin Grasso. Ivor Tosic has won Creativity and Asset Design. Alan Albiak has won Excellence in Set Design. And we have 1 final award to give away on today's show for the Distinguished Paintover. Now, the Distinguished Paintover Award is all about, roughly equating to Lesson 4. It's about going in to your Paintover stage and really taking everything to that finished level. So taking your renders, completely finishing them, pretty much, you know all of this stuff already because we've been doing it on today's broadcast. That's what Lewis was doing on today's show, is the Paintover stage. So the Distinguished Paintover Award, as it is described by the Learn Squared itself, not satisfied simply sticking to their 3D renders, this artist's work reached new heights during the final Paintover phase of the process. And there's been some incredible work that came out of the Lesson 4 of this first course. So amazing work to everybody who has submitted their final homework in the first course. Let's get some good lucks, as always. Post some good luck in that chat to whoever might end up winning this award. As we have said before, you never know where the kind of like good vibes are going to pay off. So I mean, it's always a good idea to be a good sport. Even if you are entered in the contest and don't win, make sure you post some congratulations to whoever does. Let's all stay very positive on here. But I don't need to tell you guys that, because everybody's already very positive on these streams. Thank you for being very positive. Sometimes, that's not always the case with the internet. But thank you to all of our Learn Squared community for being such great people. We got some love in that chat right now. And before we do this final award, Lewis, can you talk through just the process of choosing this award? Before we talk about who's actually won, what was it like going through? What were you looking for when you choose the Distinguished Paintover Award?
It was a lot about how much, not difference, but how much work was put into the Paintover, and how much the student actually refine and level up his image. I would say from the 3D render to the Paintover, and if he did a great job by really pushing the render in the right direction and telling the story with the grading and the mood and the value design, the depth and stuff like that. So yeah.
And guys, we have a lot of love in that chat, a lot of good vibes. Thank you to everybody for being amazing. Without further ado, let's talk about the final award. The winner of the Distinguished Paintover Award is Alexis Vinkier. Alexis Vinkier, amazing work. Congratulations. Incredible stuff. We're going to jump in and take a look at these thumbnails here, at these paintings. These are all incredible. Let's go into the actual paintings here so you guys can really just get the full majesty of this work. Lewis, can you talk about what you love about Alexis Vinkier's paintings?
Yeah, sure. I think it's quite clear that he spent a lot of time doing his Paintover, and I was actually really surprised when I checked the 3D renders and checking how much work he put into the painting. I think he did like a really nice job by pushing the 3D renders really nicely and having really nice cinematic look. I think he really nailed as well like the value design. He solves this problem really well. His different compositions are very iconic as well. I think it's really easy to remember them. They are easy to read. The design are really looking cool. The color is nice. Even like the painting overall is really well done and integrated. So I think he did a really nice job overall, like to have like a really nice color grading and moody atmospheric feel to this image. And having like multiple images as well like that helps a lot to understand the story, and having it was very homogeneous as well, like he has a very nice level of finishing through them. So it's a very nice job to Alexei.
One of the things here, there's so many incredible compositions, and specifically using part of composition is placing the camera, but you need to have the camera within an environment. Part of that is the environment that you've created before. And so this Distinguished Paintover Award really, sort of rewards work that was done throughout all the lessons, combining into one, like creating these incredible, bone rib-like structures and placing the camera in there, and then, sort of taking the paint over to a stage where it really accentuates the kind of composition that's been created, or this sort of frame within a frame image. There's so many really compelling themes and moods that are created within this image. One of the things too that really sticks out to me is the use of color. Very sort of a creative use of color that a lot of times color can be taken into the background for a lot of paintings, like not really used to its fullest extent. And you talk about, Louis, in your courses, how color is really important to kind of accentuate and really let something stand out.
Yeah. I mean, color is like another tool that you have to tell your story, and I think it's a really nice tool to tell your story and the mood, the feeling you want the viewer to have. But at the same time, it's a really nice tool to push your focal point as well. So, I mean, it's a really great tool. Maybe one of the hardest to master, because it's really hard to play with color. I think there is a lot of people who have like a hard time to, and I was like one of them. Like I had like a very hard time like to understand color and how to use them. But and especially that we put color more in the background, because we are always telling that value design is more important than color, and which is true for reading an image. It's true, like you should focus on black and white, but I think once you master your black and white, the next step is color, and I mean color is like another world. It's awesome color. So I think he did a very nice job with color grading.
Incredible work to all of our winners today, not only Distinguished Paintover, but to all 4 of our Student Homework Awards winners. Once again, to everybody who has submitted their homework and has been eligible in this contest, anybody who has submitted their homework is a winner in their way, because they have gained a huge amount of experience and knowledge through the course. Not everyone has won a prize on today's show, but everybody has gained the prize of knowledge, and that is extremely valuable. So do not underestimate, ladies and gents, how valuable it is to have put in the work and finished your homework for this course. There's so much incredible work that everyone should be really proud of. So let's just get a pat on the back for everybody who has been a part of Dynamic Concept Art 1 and who has taken the course and done their homework. I'm gonna post some heart eyes emojis, because I love looking at everybody's homework throughout this course. So once again, thank you to everybody who has submitted their homework. don't stop submitting homework, of course. Anybody who's still working on the course, keep posting your homework. It's great to, as we were talking about earlier with community, for other students to be able to look at your work, post their thoughts about it, maybe even critique your work, help you take it to the next level, really building that sense of community. And of course, if you are submitting homework to the site, don't stop there. Take that opportunity to maybe make a promise to yourself. Okay, well, I'll comment on 3 other people's homework assignments, and sort of pay it forward with your own advice and thoughts. So again, huge congratulations to everybody who has been a part of these homework awards, and we can't wait to see what everybody creates next. Now, as a reminder, all 4 of our winners on today's show are going to win a whole bunch of stuff. They get a special promotion on the official Learn Squared channels. They get a personalized certificate of excellence that is signed by Louis, and that is an award that shows that they have won this achievement. They're also going to get a whole goodie bag of assets that they can post on their social media, ArtStation, all those things to show that they've won the award. And on top of all that, they get 1 free course of their choosing anywhere on the site. So our 4 winners on today's show, Martin Grasso, Ivor Tosic, Alan Albiach, and Alexis Vinkier, all 4 of you guys are going to be able to continue your learning journeys in whichever direction you choose and whatever discipline you want to learn next. Congratulations to all. And with that said, we're closing out the first ever Learn Squared Student Homework Awards. Let's jump back in and take the show out, Louis. Let's close it out here. Dynamic
Absolutely.
Concept Art 2. It's available now on learnsquared.com. You guys can find it right now. You can buy the course. You can take the course. You can even try the course. You can try it for free, ladies and gents. The first lesson can be taken for free right now. So go do that. Take advantage of these opportunities. You'll be able to kind of like start your journey in the course. You'll be able to see if it's for you. And I can tell you, if you get to the end of this first lesson, you're going to know it's for you. So get excited, ladies and gentlemen. Louis Laurent, huge thanks for coming in and doing these live streams.
Thank you again for having me. I mean, it's an awesome experience. So I'm really happy to be able to share with the people here and collaborate with Learn Squared. It's a huge honor. So thank you for having me.
To anybody who doesn't know, Louis has come in, and not only has he created 2 separate courses for Learn Squared at this point, he's also done a whole bunch of live streams. I think this is the 4th live stream that you've been here for, Louis. He's done announcement streams and course release celebration streams for both of his courses. And he has locally recorded all of the workflows that he did on the streams. And then we've posted those unedited process videos of what he's done on the streams to the course in question. So in his first course, Dynamic Concept Art 1, you'll find in the bonus section, there are 2 huge videos of what he did during the live streams for that course. For Dynamic Concept Art 2, we will soon be posting all of the content you've seen here today when Louis has created his demonstration, as well as what he did on the previous stream, what he did between the 2 streams, and what he's going to do after this stream. So really, really above and beyond with this one. I am very appreciative to Louis for putting in so much work and really caring about all the students who are taking his course and providing as much knowledge as possible. I hope you guys appreciate it as well. Because he's really going above and beyond. Sleep and Dumpling saying, thank you all so much. Appreciate the live stream. We got some positivity in that chat as well. Lucas Rodriguez, Sleep and Dumplings as well. Once again, posting congrats. Imran posting congrats as well to our Homework Awards winners. GT saying, thank you guys, much appreciated. There's just a lot of love in this chat here, and it's great to see. Thank you guys for being a part of today's broadcast. Thank you again to Louis for coming in.
Thank you.
And you guys can find the course on the Learn Squared site right now. With that said, we're going to take it out by showing the trailer one more time. Bye-bye, and have a good night.
Bye.
Last year, Laurent released a massive course for Learn Squared. And now, his highly anticipated follow-up is about to arrive. Dynamic Concept Art 2 is all about taking your designs to the next level. While the previous course dealt mostly with the natural world, this one dives into the harsher, less forgiving shapes of hard surfaces. You'll learn to craft high-precision VR sketches, detail structures and vehicles to create a vast sense of scale, and deliver a huge crop of paintings in record time, ranging from 30-minute black and white paintovers to 4-hour hero keyframes. This is a jam-packed set of lessons, with more than 10 hours of guided learning and over 40 hours of unedited process videos that you can analyze at any pace you choose. Plus, just like the last course, if you don't have VR, Louis shows off all the exact same methods in traditional 3D software as well, so there really is something for everybody. With both courses now available, either separately or together in a discounted bundle, there's never going to be a better time to jump into dynamic concept art than right now. Sign up today and begin your journey at learnsquare.com.